We're missing somebody. There we go. Okay, we have 7-0. The agenda has been approved unanimously. We're down to public forum, 2-minute time limit for the subject of the speaker's choice. We have one person signed up this evening, Johnny Jones. You may approach the podium, and please state your name and your subject for the clerk, please.
My name is Johnny Jones, really Jonathan Jones, and I am here to talk about maybe the city doing something about their tax rate for 2026. We're ready?
Yes.
Okay, the reason why I'm here today, I own Integrity Property Group, which is 12 West Main, 14 West Main, and 16 West Main. I have been here. I bought the building 18 years ago, and we have done a lot of work on the building to make it nice for Thomasville. Integrity Property Group, the top 2 floors, I have 21 office tenants up there. And I have made it affordable for those people to have an office and a business in Thomasville, which they bring a lot of people every day to Thomasville. I've made it affordable where they can't rent anywhere else. They get their utilities free. Make sure that they have everything they need every day. And I will bend over backwards for my tenants. But my assessed value of my building, it was $364,000 until I got my assessment, and they assessed it at 1.318. And if the tax rate is not reduced by the county, which I think it will be, but I know the city's tax rate is more than the county's, then I have no choice but to go up with my tenants. And I have increased the rent with about 8 of them. I had to explain I would not do it by text. But people in my building pay anywhere from $300 a month to $600 a month. And, I don't want to, when there's a way we can, absorb that. And 12 West Main, downstairs is our banquet hall, and we make it affordable for people to have events. And I know a lot of people in here have had events where if they go somewhere else, they've paid thousands of dollars more for the event. So we try to bring people to Thomasville, but I'm asking, if you could revisit that tax rate so we can, and I've got 2 letters. I think Michael has one. I have another letter that I am taking to appeal the assessment. I'm just hoping that they will do that because my building was built in 1910, 1915. And it's not worth what they say it is. So I thank you.
Thank you. By way of information, and to answer your question about tax rate, there'll be a meeting here in this chambers tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock where we will discuss the budget and the tax rate at that time.
Thank you.
And it's open to anybody that wants to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're now down to item 4, recognition presentations. The first will be a special presentation by Councilman Hunter.
Hilda, if you will join me up here. No, I am. For the past 20 years, Hilda has been a dedicated member to our beautification committee, and she is stepping off of our committee, but we wanted to give you something to show our appreciation for the work that you put in, because I know you were dedicated and spent a lot of time doing it. And we're very grateful for that. I wanted to give you one of our challenge coins. So that's one of our City of Thomasville challenge coins. And we also wanted to present you with this certificate, which reads, this certificate is awarded to Hilda Warner, who has rendered 20 years of faithful and valuable service to the Beautification Committee and to the community. The City of Thomasville is grateful and wishes to express its appreciation, and it's signed by the mayor. So we'd like to for you to have that.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So we appreciate your service.
Met so many people in this 20 years, even Larry. And they're my friend, and I love them all, and I still love city beautification, and I'll do anything I can to help. Thank you.
I had to unload my pockets. Mayor, Council, thank you for allowing me to do this evening. Back on January 29th, our Public Works Department started preparing for a winter storm, which when at the start of that storm, we were predicting between 3 and 6 inches. So maybe we'd get to use the plows and push some snow. That forecast was sadly missing, and we ended up with about 16 inches of snow that weekend. Our public works crews went to work starting Saturday morning and did not stop until Monday night pushing snow in 12-hour shifts. And they did an excellent job cleaning the streets, getting brine down, and doing the best they could to prepare and get our streets clean, even to the point where NCDOT was not able to keep up with their roads and had to pull out of Thomasville. And our drivers and workers continued to work throughout that all. And while we also had emergency services folks on the road, that is kind of their beat. They're supposed to be out there, but our public works crews really came through, and because of that, I wanted to recognize them this evening. So I'm going to request that they come up and join me. The individuals that I would like to recognize today are Hunter Pickett, Perry Matthews, Robbie Alvarez, Mike Pickett, Dale Davis, Ryan Beck, Tommy Gray, Blake Robertson, Jeffrey Bird, Luna Flores, Josephat Vargas, Dakota Locklear, James Peak, Seth Cranford, Mitch Shields, Tommy Jenkins, Josh Ardinger, Vaughn Gillis, Brian White, Jonathan Huggins, Chris Hancock, Ray Lane, Luis Rodriguez, Logan Kinney, Randall Gilliard, Danny Blizzard, David Elbertson, Ken Lookabill, Al Medeiros, Trevor Duvall, and their faithful leader, Daryl Poole. If you'd like to come up, this is a challenge for you. Don't sit down yet. Come over here. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Developmental Awareness Month, and he urges all residents, organizations, and community partners to promote inclusive by actively ensuring that individuals with disabilities are welcomed and engaged in all activities and events throughout our community. Adopted the 16th day of March, 2026. Signed, Mayor Raleigh York Jr.
Thank you very much for that. Our next proclamation, I will recognize Councilwoman Peyton Williams for Public Health Month.
Lily? All right, I have a proclamation by the mayor recognizing April 2026 as Public Health Month, and I have Lillian Kuntz, the director of our health department in Davidson County, here to receive. So, whereas the Davidson County Health Department has served the community for more than 100 years and has made immeasurable contributions to enhancing the quality of life for our residents, and whereas public health programs have evolved over the past century from focusing on sanitation and preventing the spread of infectious diseases to also addressing the prevention of chronic diseases. And whereas significant increases in life expectancy are widely credited to advancements in public health programs and initiatives. And whereas public health promotes improved lifestyles by providing services and supporting policies that help young people stay healthy and develop into strong, productive adults. Now, therefore, Raleigh York Jr., Mayor of the City of Thomasville, hereby proclaims the month of April 2026 as Public Health Month. And he encourages all citizens of Thomasville to protect and promote the health and well-being of their families by making healthy lifestyle choices and seeking regular preventative health care. Adopted this the 16th day of March 2026 by Raleigh York Jr. Thank you so That's much. For you. Thank you. You're welcome to say what you want.
Thank you so much, Mayor, council members, staff. Thank you, Wendy, for your help making this possible. Y'all, I say it all the time. I'll say it again. Your health is your wealth. Do your part to keep your health, because if that's gone, you've got no wealth. I stand before you today representing about 90 public health staff members that work hard for you here in Thomasville and all of Davidson County, and we just appreciate so much your recognition of April as Public Health Month. We encourage you, those you love, your friends and family, to take care of your health. And thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Okay, item 5 is a public hearing. This will be a generic community development block grant public hearing. And if we get a request for a CDBG grant, it has to have 2 public hearings. And so the generic public hearing can count as one of them, and then when we receive the grant, we have an additional public hearing at that time. So we're going to be doing the generic public hearing tonight. So I declare the public hearing open, and anyone that would like to come and speak at this hearing for this either for or against CDBG grant program, you may come to the podium. Okay, seeing no one approach, I will close the public hearing and we will continue with our agenda. We're now down to the consent agenda, and I'll recognize our Deputy City Manager, Mr. Baldwin.
Good evening, and thank you, Mayor. So we have quite a few things on the consent agenda for this evening, so if you will bear with me, I'll read through the entire agenda. Item A is consideration of minutes of the council workshop dated February 4th and 5th, 2026. Item B is consideration of minutes from the briefing meeting on February the 9th, 2026. Item C, consideration of minutes of the council meeting from February 16th, 2026. Item D is a consideration of a budget amendment, 2026-P9-01. This amendment appropriates funding from contingency in the general fund and water sewer enterprise fund for implementation of the salary study recommendations for selected departments. Salary study implementation funding totals $32,000 in the general fund and $40,000 in the water sewer fund. $4,500 is appropriated for payment to Martin Stearns and Associates on behalf of Thomasville Tourism Commission for agreed upon procedures to conduct financial testing for review of the occupancy tax remitted to the city in fiscal year 2025 by a hotel in Thomasville. Tourism has requested the review of one hotel every 2 years with the expenses paid by the city, however reimbursed by tourism. In the police department, amendment appropriates the necessary funding to comply with GASB 96 requirements for recognizing a full multi-year, 5-year software subscription cost of a new records management system. The total cost is $659,794, with a first annual payment of $334,488 to be budgeted and paid in fiscal year 2027. Funds are transferred from general fund contingency to cover street lighting costs in the Public Works Department. $127,000 is transferred between line items in a general fund to cover payroll and other potential line item deficits throughout year end. Funds are also appropriated from Water Sewer Enterprise Fund contingency to cover potential payroll deficits at year end. The total contingency transfers for general fund is $102,000 and the water sewer fund is $90,000. The general contingency fund balance is now $143,985 and the water sewer fund contingency balance is $350,000. Additionally, school supplement tax revenue is appropriated from the school fund to ensure adequate budget funds payable to the Thomasville School Board through the end of the year, and funds appropriated in the beautification fund, $60 for the sale of pitchers. Item E is consideration of annual audit contract with Martin Starnes and Associates. Our annual audit contract, which was approved by the LGC, now requires council approval. The fiscal year cost for 2026 is $69,455. Per the agreement, Martin Starnes and Associates will complete our annual external audit, perform single audit testing procedures for up to 3 major federal/state programs, and prepare our audited financial statements. I'm requesting council to approve that contract. In addition, item F, consideration of the ABC Board travel policy. Under General Statute 18B-700 G2, travel for local ABC Board members and employees is reimbursed under General Statute 138-6 by default, unless the board adopts a travel policy that conforms to the appointing authority's travel policy, and that policy is approved by the appointing authority. Since our local ABC board wants to follow the city's travel policy instead of our default state travel reimbursement rules, the appointing authority must approve that arrangement, and the board must provide written confirmation to the ABC Commission every year. Item G is consideration of a temporary road closure ordinance for the Piano Festival dated May 1st, 2026. And lastly, the Memorial Day Parade dated May 25th, 2026. That's your consent agenda for presentation this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. I defer to council for action.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second. Any discussion? Okay, you may record your vote. And we have 7-0, so the consent agenda has been approved unanimously. We're now down to our regular agenda. We have one item this evening. Consideration of resolution directing city clerk to investigate sufficiency of petition for voluntary annexation of Emma's Place. I'm going to recognize Council Member Hunter Thrift.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to table this item until our May City Council meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, to table this item until May City Council meeting. Is there any discussion? Okay, you may record your vote on that. And we have 7 in the affirmative, so that has been approved. And we'll bring this back in May for further action. Now down to our committee reports and assignments. So I'll recognize first this evening Mayor Pro Tem Lisa Shell.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. I have not submitted my agenda yet. I know, but I will. I just want to say we went to New Bern for our Main Street conference, and that was I was there, Erica, Dana, Jaquez, Hunter, Peyton, Tammy. We had a great time. It was a good conference. And I just want to say congratulations to the sanitation department for not the sanitation department, for all y'all's hard work clearing our roads and stuff when we had the storm. And I'll let that stand as my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Erica Sanders.
February 28, I was a part of the Black History program that Bishop George B. Jackson and Dr. Pamela Jackson of Thomasville, their Martin Luther King Social Action Committee, and I was a part of that on February 28th, March 3rd, council meeting, March 9, New Bern Conference, March 10, also New Bern Conference, and I had an awesome time with all my city councilmen and women, and I just want to say thank you all for just treating me good and making sure that I was all right. Thank you. And also March 16 tonight for council meeting. I already given it to Miss Wendy.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilmember Peyton Williams.
This month is the 5-year anniversary of me getting my dog, so all my updates are going to be my dog today. Let's see. When we had the crazy weather, I was walking my dog, and I was amazed at how clean the streets were the next day after we got all of that. It's cleaner than my driveway, which stayed iced over for about 2 weeks. So thank you so much for your hard work and for making that possible for our little city that never sees this kind of weather. You guys, you'd never know it. I've had my dog at the dog park probably 3 times a week ever since we opened it. There are still lots of people who don't know we have a dog park. So we have a dog park. Marvin needs friends. You're welcome to come hang out with us. It's beautiful. We have so many great park spaces in the city. And so come hang out in them with me and my dog. And also, every year in March, I take a picture of my dog with the tulips in front of the big chair. And they're always so beautiful. And every single one of those is planted by a volunteer. And so I'm very thankful for the contribution that they make to our city and making it so gorgeous through every season, but spring is my favorite. And I did send my activities to Wendy, so I will, thank you, I will let that stand. That's my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Hunter Thrift.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to let everybody know this coming Saturday is our pancake fundraiser for the North Carolina Memorial Day Parade and Ceremony Committee. It'll be from 7 to 11 at Central Wesleyan Church on Hinkle Street, and it's all donation-based, all you can eat. We have a pretty good menu, so we use those proceeds to help us put the Gold Star families and Wounded Warriors in hotel rooms when they come and spend the weekend with us. So we'd be grateful to have your support there. And I have submitted a copy of my activities to the clerk, and I will let that stand as my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Doug Hunt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too would like to thank our streets department for the hard work that they do and get out here clearing up the streets so that we can have commerce moving up and down the roads. I know it's not an easy job, and I do appreciate what you do. Beautification committee, I don't know what to say, especially Eric. I think he's still here. The amount of trash that they pick up and the way they keep this city looking so good is awesome, and I appreciate all the work that you guys do. I have submitted a copy of my activities to the clerk, and I'll let that stand as my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Jacquez Johnson.
Thank you so much, Mayor York. I have submitted a copy of my activities to our clerk, and very much like Councilwoman Williams and Councilman Hunt said with our public works, super appreciative. I know I wasn't as prepared, probably like most of our community, for that snow, and so I had to go out in the snow during that time. And one thing that I really was not only super impressed by our employees, but also with our leader, Daryl Poole. A lot of times, you see the people leading from in offices or leading behind, but Daryl was right outside with our public works team, following behind them as they were out there. So I saw that. I appreciated it, and that's the kind of leadership that I definitely resonate with. So I wanted to definitely give that kudos to those kind of people that we have serving in our leadership here in the city of Thomasville. So that speaks a lot to it. And I definitely thank to our beautification committee. I got the chance to serve as liaison for about a year to that committee and really seeing the hard work they pour into every single day. And it's thankless work. And so I'm very thankful to them for that work they do every single day. And I'll let that stand as my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Dana Lamba.
Well, February and March have been very, very busy for me. I got to attend the North Carolina League of Municipality class with Michael, Erica, and Doug. Learned a lot for 2 days. Got my ethics in. So After that tourism meeting on the 24th, the 25th, I had contact with a citizen in Thomasville. The 27th, also another citizen. I also am a part of the America 250 meeting. That was on March 2nd to go over things that we're going to be doing in the upcoming months to celebrate America here in Thomasville. March 3rd was the downtown meeting. That was the first one that I attended with Tammy Joyce to meet with our downtown businesses and just hear what they had to say. It was a very interesting meeting. March 4th, City Council meeting. March 9th was briefing. And the 10th, on the 9th, I did leave and go down to New Bern for the North Carolina Streetscape Conference. And I got there super late and got up super early the next morning and was in conference all day with them. And it was a good time. I have never been to a conference like that, but you learn a lot. You meet a lot of people. I made some connections with some infrastructure people and got their information to the city. And so they'll be hopefully contacting us for some bids on some things. And then I got to drive home after that so I could be at work on Wednesday. Rotary, my husband was the presentation on March 11th, and he was going over the Citizens Academy program that's coming up here in Thomasville with our police department. It will be April 21st through June 9th on Tuesdays from 6 to 8 if anybody wants to sign up. Other than that, I was the first person to submit my report this month, so bragging rights there, and I will let that stand as my report.
Thank you. I attended a fundraiser this last month for Habitat for Humanity, and we were entertained with a gentleman known as Elvis Presley. If you didn't know what Elvis looked like, just heard his music, you would have thought that he was in the room. It was a great concert. They raised a lot of money for Habitat, and I know they're going to be doing a house this year, I think, a new Habitat house. So that'll be great. I, like many of my colleagues, have fielded some calls from citizens about the reval of property. You know, a gentleman spoke about it here tonight. I think one misunderstanding about this is that many of our citizens feel like that City Council has something to do with the revaluation. That is not the fact. That is not the case. It is state mandated, and the county is responsible for doing the revaluations. So the things that you got about your property was sent to you by the county. Now, as the gentleman spoke and talked about the tax rate, that's where City Council will come in. Council will set the tax rate, and it will be applied to your new valuation, whatever that is. So like I mentioned before, in this room tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, we'll be having a Personnel Finance Committee meeting to discuss the tax rates and see where we come down on that and the budget as well. So all of you are welcome to be here. Anybody that sees this sees this meeting are welcome to come and be here for that tomorrow afternoon if you're interested in that. All right, so I'll recognize now our city manager, Mr. Brandt, for his report.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. I'll keep my comments brief because we're going for a record. I appreciate everyone's that attended the Main Street Conference last week. I was not able to go, but I know that those conferences are always illuminating to those who go and see what other communities are doing. And we are very thrilled to have to be officially a Main Street community at this conference. Quite excited by it. Last week I was able to attend the economic mobility workshop that Atalia Cardenas is running. And that was very interesting to hear the work being done by the various businesses that are in that program. And what was really interesting was the camaraderie amongst the businesses that were sharing their stories and giving each other kudos for work being done. which is exactly what this program is about. It's about making connections, about building the community and the small businesses here that we have. I obviously thank the Public Works crews for their work for the snowstorm. The challenge coin, I didn't actually explain what the challenge coin was, but for those who don't know, it's a way to recognize individuals that have gone above and beyond their regular duties for the city on behalf of the community or the citizens. And I did have one more challenge coin to give tonight. Unfortunately, firefighter Trevor Blythe was not able to be here this evening, but he received a challenge coin related to something that happened in another jurisdiction. He was driving down the road and he saw smoke pouring out of a house over near the Lexington. He got out of his own personal vehicle, went to the home, found people in the home that did not know their house was on fire, and saved 2 people, got them out of the home and got 911 called. And so that is the type of expectation that we have of our employees, no matter where they are in the world, that they perform duties to save others or to help others. So I wanted to appreciate them for that work that he did that day. And I will let that stand as my comments tonight.
Okay, thank you. Our city attorney, Ms. Whitman.
Good evening, Mayor. I'm going to keep it short as well. I did want to mention that it was funny. I got a call the other day from my husband who was having breakfast with one of his guys at Biscuitville, and he said, "Why are all the cops at Biscuitville? Is Biscuitville being robbed?" And I'm like, "Are you in Biscuitville? Does it appear to be being robbed?" And he's like, "I just can't figure out why they're all here." And then we got the update that it is, I think it's cops in the community or something along those lines. And it was interesting. They were all nice and they were having conversations with the community and getting to know members of the community and just having a nice chat with them and openly answering questions. And I thought it was a great thing to do. And so I was pleased to learn that that is something that's happening now, I think monthly at Biscuitville. Is that correct, Chief Carter? What day is that? Thursday. Okay. Every Thursday or? Second Thursday. So if you want to have breakfast with any of Thomasville's finest, go out to Biscuitville on the second Thursday. So it was enjoyable. And I too thank the street crews because I was out there working the very next day in the snow. So I was happy to have clean roads. But that's it.
Thank you. Our Deputy City Manager, Mr. Bowling.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I want to sincerely thank you for the opportunity to represent the city of Thomasville and speak at both the Tech Connect World Conference in Raleigh and the Cities Today Institute convened in Miami. These events both provided important platforms to discuss innovation technology and the practical side of implementing these tools successfully in local government. As you know, innovative growth is one of our core values. I was honored to share our perspective and to learn from others while working many of the same challenges and opportunities. I'm especially thankful for a city manager who's willing to shoulder the additional responsibilities while I'm away, allowing me the opportunity to participate that supports innovation and helps our city move forward. Last thing I'll mention is I want to give kudos to Adelia Cardenas. She has been doing the Small Business Incubator Program with much success. There's a lot of championing around that in our community, and we're excited to see what the results of that may be. And it's all because of her champion economic mobility in our community. So I want to make sure that she's recognized for her efforts to keep that program going. That is not the only program she's doing. That's just one of the many programs that we offer through economic mobility. And so we're very thankful for that. And that's my report for this evening. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you. Well, we're now down to additions and updates. Anyone have any additions or updates? Okay, we're down to adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. We are adjourned. Thank y'all.
I'll be at Pets, the Rotary. Put that in with the money for Saturday.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll do it.